Eventually this thing will kick in. There we go. All right, welcome to geometry. We're on page 203. Let's make sure we're not talking. We're on page 203. We're going to talk about similar polygons. This should actually go fairly quickly if you guys just pay attention and make me not have to get after you every 2 minutes. All right. So we are on page 203, similar polygons. Similar is a very generic statement, which just means it has corresponding angles equal and corresponding sides proportional. For congruent, the corresponding sides would have to be equal as well. All right. I mentioned this symbol when I taught you guys the congruent symbol, where it's just similar and equal. Remember that? Okay. So we're actually focusing in more on the similar side here. So in the drawings, P and P prime are similar polygons as long as angle A equals angle A prime, angle B equals angle B prime, and so on. And AB is to A prime B prime, as BC is to B prime C prime, as CD is to C prime D prime, and so on. Now, corresponding angles are two equal angles in two similar polygons, one angle in each polygon. An example here, corresponding angles here would be A and A prime. They don't have to share the same letter. Sometimes you'll see the second shape labeled with completely different letters. That we could just easily do F, G, H, I, J around that way. That would be perfectly fine. And then A would be to H. No, F. I can't read. All right. Corresponding sides are two sides in two similar polygons which join the vertices of two pairs of corresponding angles. Again, just like they are in congruent figures. It's the exact same terminology. Let's again make sure we're not making unnecessary noise. Thank you. All right, in the case of similar triangles, corresponding sides will always lie a pair of equal, that is, corresponding angles. From the definition of similar polygons, it follows that for two polygons to be similar, the following two distinct conditions are necessary. First of all, the corresponding angles must be equal, and second of all, the corresponding sides must be proportional. For polygons, generally, one of these conditions may be true and not the other. Thus, the angles of a rectangle and of a square are equal respectively, but the corresponding sides are not proportional. Also, a rhombus and a square have corresponding sides proportional, but the angles are not equal respectively. In the case of triangles, however, it will be shown later that if either condition is true, the other must also be true. When naming similar polygons, corresponding parts should be named in order. For example, in the drawings above, polygon ABCDE is similar to A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, E prime. Because it's all kinds of fun to read. All right. The ratio of similitude. Whoops, I am in the way here. I think this is when I started realizing that, hey, my camera needs somewhere to go on the slides. All right. Hey, look, when we first shut down, we were figuring out all kinds of things. All right, so.
Wait, why is the Wi-Fi down?
If I knew that, it would be fixed. That's the answer I got. I'm working on it. But I also have to teach a full load, so about that. All right, the ratio of two corresponding sides of two similar polygons is called the ratio of similitude between the polygons. All right, make sense? Principles of similar polygons. First of all, two similar polygons must have the same number of sides. We proved that in we could prove that in exercises 4.6, number 3. I'm not gonna, just know it. Okay, you might want to write these down somewhere. All right, any two regular polygons are similar only if they have the same number of sides. Okay, so if they're regular polygons and they have the same number of sides, we can just say they're similar at that point. Two similar polygons are congruent if the ratio of similitude is 1. Okay, which is in exercises 4.6, number 5, and number 6 and 8. Any two equilateral and angular triangles are similar. And finally, any two squares are similar, as we could show in number 7. Okay, so these are principles of similar polygons. You guys need to know these. You might want to add them. Proven statements might be the best place for this, or just a place in your notes. No? Well, yes. It's numbers 3 through 7. I'm just wording it as in this proven way. Does that make sense? Sorry, 3 through 8. 3 through 8.
Wait, and 204 is 205, right?
Huh? Page 204. Exercises 4.6.
Oh, I thought we were...
Nope, sorry. Exercises 4.6, numbers 3 through 8 are basically this list. Okay? You do want to know these off the top of your head. We're just not going to go through and prove them. Does that make sense? mostly for the sake of time, because I would rather let you guys have time to work. All right, exercise 4.6, number 9a. Basically, I know 9 is not actually separated in ABC. It's just the first part, okay, showing you guys how we're doing this. The sides of a polygon are 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Find the sides of a similar polygon if the ratio of similitude is 1 to 2. All right, let me make sure I look at the book to make sure that I get this in the right order. Because, yeah, it matters. 4, 6, number 9. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so essentially I'm going to show it for the first side, and then we'll go from there. So, essentially what we do then... Oh, that's going to be red. That's going to be a problem. Yellow. All right, so we would have 4 is to some unknown side as 1 is to 2. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. And so to find the first side, we would find that x is equal to 2 times 4, which is going to equal 8. Now you'll notice then from there we can easily develop a pattern. To find the unknown sides, all we have to do is double the remaining ones. Does that make sense? So our new sides would be 8, 12, 16, 20, and 24. Those would be your new sides. Does that make sense? Okay, it won't always be a quick, easy doubling like that, but you'll generally be able to find a pattern so you can just keep plugging in. All right, make sense? All right, homework tonight. You guys will be doing numbers 1 and 2, as well as numbers 9 and 10. Again, the first one in number 9 has been done for you. We assume that the given is the first part of the ratio, so make sure you guys follow that pattern. All right, and distance learners, I'll see you guys later.